Hembry,
Yes.
McNeil,
Yes.
Poschin,
Yes.
Helm,
Yes.
Cummins.
Yes. Okay, we'll move down to city business number 1. Resolution number 110623A, resolution accepting the fiscal year 22-23 annual audits.
I sent out the full audit report from the auditors last week with their correspondence of the documents. If anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to answer. If not, I've not heard anything from anyone. So this would just be approving that audit for last fiscal year, 22-23.
Any questions?
Motion to approve. Second.
Hembry and Poschin.
McNeil,
Yes.
Poschin,
Yes.
Helm,
Yes.
Cummins,
Yes.
Hembry.
Yes.
Okay, number 2, discussion and possible action concerning the 2022-23 annual financial report.
This report was included in your packet. As you saw, it's a very high-level report that summarizes the city budget as a whole for fiscal year 22-23. It is also a requirement to be filed by the state for December 1st, by December 1st. But again, I would answer any questions.
So am I seeing correctly, Melissa, that we're indebted to almost $20 million when you take and add the long-term debt into the GO debt?
What line are you referring to?
It'd be towards the bottom of the form.
The 22,000. Total expenditures, 19,000. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, clear down at the end. It
Yeah.
says the GO bond debt limit is 10 grand. But your debt limit right now, or where you're at, is 7,000. Your long-term debt is 7,760, well, 7 million. So if you add the two together, you're talking 15 million.
Like I mentioned, though, it's an entire city report, so that's not just any specific department. So that would be as a city, as a whole.
Mhm.
This report's going to be really hard to see any of the details. A budget report, or honestly, a budget report is probably a better report to view those type of things. And I'd be happy to do that if anyone has any questions on it. Any questions?
If not, I'll take a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Hembry and Helm.
Poschin,
Yes.
Helm,
Yes.
Cummins,
Yes.
Hembry,
Yes.
McNeil.
Yes.
Down to number 3, discussion and possible action concerning 2024-25 tax increment financing indebtedness.
This is also, these next couple ones, including that last one, are all state requirements that we have to file for the state by the December 1st deadline. This is going to look at the taxes for TIF that we're requesting to claim for the next budget starting in July of 2024. It's certifying those TIF increments and rebates to the county. If you would look, I had on your table this spreadsheet. Besides the report that I included, this sheet is going to be your best sheet that summarizes what the report has. And it just shows those TIF total claims. What we're trying to do is keep that a level amount throughout the fiscal years by adjusting what we claim so that we're not going up and down, which then has an effect on the schools and the county. So we're trying to stay very level in our claims throughout the year, which means we do adjust when we have higher trip or drip claims. We adjust the total that we claim per year. We do eventually collect it all back, but sometimes we adjust higher or lower just to make sure we're staying level throughout the years, or as level as possible. So that's what you'll see for that spreadsheet projected out. And those are projected estimates. Those will change depending on what the actuals are for the drip and trip claims and We added in a Highway 38 bond reimbursement that we were able to use TIP for a portion of that payment. So that's a much more detailed report. That's easier to read than the state report that was included. So again, this is requesting approval to file this report by the December 1st deadline.
Motion approved.
Second.
McNeil with the first and Helm with the second.
Was that Helm or Hembry?
Or Hembry, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. That's
It
okay.
was.
Helm,
Yes.
Cummins,
Yes.
Hembry,
Yes.
McNeil,
Yes.
Bastian,
Number 4, resolution number 110623B, resolution awarding the bid of Tri-City Electric for the industrial circuit electrical construction project, labor only.
Yeah, for this item and the next one, we led into it by having Shermco's letter where they're making a recommendation for the low bid of each of these next two items. So since it covered both, we put it ahead of the two resolutions, and then along with it, we put the bid tabulation. So for this first resolution, it's awarding the bid of Tri-City Electric for the electrical construction part of the project. Their bid was substantially lower than the engineer's estimate of $150,000. It came in at $88,200. So this is set up for the council to approve this part of the industrial feeder project.
Does anybody have any questions?
Motion to approve. Second.
McNeil and Helm?
Cummins,
Yes.
Hembry,
Yes.
McNeil,
Yes.
Bastian,
Yes.
Helm,
Yes.
Okay, so number 5 is the resolution number 110623C, the resolution awarding the bid of SWIC cable contractors for the 15 kV industrial circuit underground utility construction project, labor only.
And this is the next low bid. And again, it came significantly under the engineer's estimate of $450,000. SWIC's bid came in at $292,480. And this is the part of the project that I suppose one way of putting it is it's where the conduit is installed for the feeder project.
Any questions?
Motion to approve.
Hembry with the first and McNeil with the second.
Hembry,
Yes.
McNeil,
Yes.
Bastian,
Yes.
Helm,
Yes.
Cummins,
Yes. Resolution number 110623D, resolution rejecting bids for the James Kennedy Family Aquatic Center Pool Dehumidification Project 2023.
Yeah, although the two bids expired because they were good for 30 days, this is the council's official decision, and this rejects the bid from Foster's Kraus and J.L. Brady. The reasoning being that Foster's Kraus did not include shoring as the bid specs required, and the bid for J.L. Brady was not affordable. So the engineer is working on how to rebid it. And I'm hoping that at your meeting of November 20th, we'll have some information for you as far as where the bidding can go.
I hope so too. Does anybody have any questions on that?
No. Motion approved. Motion.
Bastian with the first and McNeil with the second.
McNeil,
Yes.
Bastian,
Yes.
Helm,
Yes.
Cummins,
Yes.
Hembry,
Yes.
Hembry,
Resolution number 110623E, resolution to accept and approve 2023 annual urban renewal report for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2023.
This is the last report that has a December 1st filing deadline. It is showing all the TIF revenue that we received for last fiscal year, 22-23, the revenue for any of the rebates as well as the taxing districts. So, any questions on that?
Motion to approve.
Second.
McNeil with the first and Hembry with the second.
Postian,
Yes.
Helm,
Yes.
Cummins,
Yes.
Hembry,
Yes.
McNeil.
Okay, number 8, discussion and possible action concerning whether to close the James Kennedy Family Aquatic Center until repairs are complete as previously agreed upon. And we have Addie here. We're very excited to have you, Addie.
So I think Adam's online too. but
Yes.
We provided a synopsis with some pros and cons in there for keeping the pool open. Adam and I both agreed that it would be the best idea to close it, especially during the winter months. We're gonna have to keep those doors open and the air is not heated. In early last week, when the temperatures were in the 30s, our pool heater was already not keeping up. Our pool temperature was around 77 degrees, which is cooler than they keep Olympic swim pools. So that would only continue to get cooler during the winter, and it's not good for our pool heater, and it's not good for our equipment to be in that environment. So we just wanted to make sure that we could continue with the plan to close the pool now that the swim season is over.
I saw that Adam sent a letter to Mr. Wester, Dr. Wester. Did he respond in any way?
We didn't hear back from him, but we did hear from Matt Neeram, the athletic director. I thought he was gonna be here, maybe, I don't know if he's online, but they knew about the meeting.
Yeah,
All
they
we
did.
Guys, can you hear me okay? Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Adam.
Okay. Dr. Wester, all he did was say thanks, and then Matt Neeram called me and he said he was going to be there tonight, but if he's not there, I'm not sure I wasn't sure if what he was going to do or ask, but if he's not there, I have no idea. I can't really speak for him.
Okay. I actually had a meeting today with Dr. Wester, not to do with this, but he mentioned it as in parting. And I mean, I don't want to speak for him because he didn't really say what his, whether he wanted it open, closed, whatever. But he did ask about it and he did understand the issue. I mean, he understands that it's going to be really cold. You're going to affect the middle school swim season. In fact, you're going to close down the middle school swim season. The coach is here and she's shaking her head, yes, that it would close it down. And that would be very difficult for them, but it didn't sound like they wanted to transport those kids, and I can understand that too. So, yeah. But it is really, I can also attest to the fact that it is very cold because my daughter is a swimmer, and she also said that during those times that it was very cold. She
Yes.
said she was shivering pretty good. I think one of the kids sat out in the lobby and waited until everybody was there before she even went into the pool area because it really is very cold. And if you've got the doors open and you've got kids in a cold pool and then they get out all wet, they're going to be pretty miserable.
And for those that don't know, the middle school swim season runs from the beginning of January until about middle of February, so kind of the coldest of the cold.
Correct. Did you have anything you wanted to say at all, Rachel?
No.
Okay.
I think kind of our original goal was to make it through the varsity swim season. I'm not trying to take away from our middle school at all. But I think it's pretty evident from the pictures and things that we're destroying that we met our goal and we probably need to suspend what we're doing. Be my thought.
And the high school swim season is officially over. And the public is not swimming.
Right.
So
Yeah,
it's not going to affect
we were
them.
averaging, I think there was one person that came in every week and that was it for memberships. And then I went through our daily admission too, and during the whole 2 months we were open, we had $54 of daily admission. And all of that was made within 2 days when we had groups come in. So other than those 2 days, it was $0 every day.
So, yeah, we made our effort. I think that's all we can do.
So I guess the bigger question that I had is, okay, we made it to November 1. We drained the vessel. And how long do we wait for management and our engineer to get this air handler up and running that we bought 2 years ago? That's a hard question.
Yeah.
And the second hard question is, if the facility is closed, how do we appropriately address the staff and be nice without being, detrimental to the citizen too, because the facility is closed. And that position just got mothballed because of bad engineering, bad choices, or bad equipment, whichever. How do we effectively address that without hurting the staff and, get the thing back up and running? Do you have insight onto those?
Well, as to the timeline, no, I don't know what the bidding timeline would be yet. As to the staff, I know they tried to deal with that when the pool was closed during was it August?
Yeah, we closed last February, and there was time from February to summer that we set up some optional hours for our staff to come in. A lot of our staff are seasonal, so I would say the majority of them don't work during the school year at all. I have had staff already apply for other jobs that are more focused in the school year, like at daycares and things like that. But that's something we incorporated last year, was coming up with cleaning hours, or when the spring comes, they can pressure wash the pools and that kind of stuff. And that really helped out last year to keep a lot of them.
How many people, I mean, were you having very many people staffing the pool while it was open during this time?
Not really. We would have weekend hours and then only hours during swim practice. So we already weren't providing a lot of hours.
Sure.
But I also didn't have a lot of staff that wanted hours.
Does that kind of help your answer as far as that part of it?
Well, when I think of staff, I think of Adam and Addison. Because there's two bodies and you got a facility that's shut down. And I've been in the community long enough, I know what the rec department was before Adam showed up. And we don't want to jeopardize the rec department portion of it. But with the deficiencies we've had with the aquatic center, it hurts to say, do you retain Addison at the same time though? How are you going to reallocate her hours?
I could just say I thought that would maybe be something that would come up. And it doesn't change my professional opinion that it would not be a good idea to keep the pool open.
Because if I'm mistaken, the only place heated up there right now is on the forced ventilation inside the concession stand in the locker rooms, correct?
In the office, yeah, everywhere except the indoor pool and the mechanical room.
Just the east end.
Yep.
So the mechanical room could freeze and explode if we have a ugly February winter.
Right.
And right now, Adam's helping out the school right now as it is, isn't he? Pretty much.
Well, he's hired as a school employee.
Right. So can we allocate those two people somewhere else during this whole time?
I don't know, that's management's call.
And just retain them?
Well, we'll have to talk about it.
That
I
would-
mean, it's hard to strategize that here. I think we'd have to get together and talk about it.
But I think the council agrees we need to have a facility care handler functioning and the engineer do right to the city before we leave it open. I think everybody's on that page.
If there's no more discussion, I do have a motion by McNeil to close.
Second.
Helm,
Yes.
Cummins,
Yes,
Hembry,
Yes,
McNeil,
Yes.
Poshton,
Yes.
thanks, Addie. Well, that's it. That brings us down to the reports. Mayor's report. I have nothing, but it is election day tomorrow, folks, so remember that. Council reports?
do I dare ask about your memo,
What?
the memo that you sent out in
Which?
infringement rights,
Sorry, what?
the copyright infringement?
Oh,
Are you able to discuss it? Is it pertinent or does it matter?
well, I know that it went to the city attorney while I was out, and as I understand it, she said we did what we were supposed to do.
Committee reports?
I don't have a report, but I think it's, I guess if I were in Adam and Addie's spot, I feel like I would be on eggshells knowing if I had a job or not. So I think it's kind of a bad spot to leave what we're leaving right now. I mean, everybody agreed upon, we've come across this issue how many times, we can't find employees. So I say we try to retain what we can without having to switch. If that helps you out in any way, that's my feeling. I think it's kind of,
I agree with you, Jason.
it's kind of a, I guess, that was a hard pill for me to swallow. I would be very, I get where you're coming from, but yeah.
And I appreciate your honesty on that, knowing that that could be an issue.
This is a short-term situation, so we should be able to try to find someone to work.
We can certainly find something.
Something.
There's all kinds of things that
Because
could be
the
done.
electric department's short on staff, public works is advertising, you know. We can fill the void.
I personally don't want to see, especially, like I said, coming in this job market, I don't want to see anybody, get rid of anybody, especially this time of year, that's just, I don't know, it's kind of bad. So that's my feeling. Take it for what it is. Maybe I won't be here in a month, you won't have to worry about it. I don't know. We'll find out.
Thank you, Jason. Committee reports, do I have committee reports? City managers report
Nothing tonight.
and department heads. If not, then we'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
McNeil and Poshton,
Cummins,
yeah. Yes.
Hembry,
Yes.
McNeil,
Yes.
Poshton,
Yes.
Helm.
Yeah.
Okay, we are adjourned.